Dom, showing you why I'm playing The Division. So my friend Dom has been trying to get me to play Rainbow Six Siege some more. But I've been playing this game unexpectedly. Now, I'll say the cool thing about this game is, like Siege, it lets you play with the puzzle, how do I move from point A to point B without getting my face shot off? And in Siege, it's very much a first-person shooter game. Very intense, especially when you're playing against other real players. Whereas this game allows you to do what's called PvE, player versus environment, which is you or a team of your buddies up against AI opponents. A team, or you're you're a team facing a very challenging environment. I just like this better. It's more relaxed. It's not 3 to 5 minute rounds. Like, you can take your time playing this. I find that a little bit more relaxing. So I made this new character, and I can kind of show you what it's like. You were mentioning before that there was a lot of little items and stuff to look at, and that's true, yeah. But maybe it's not so bad if you just sort of pace it through. It's kind of like instead of having map knowledge like you would have in Rainbow Six Siege, what I like about this is you can apply some more generic, tactical approaches to things.
Now entering a safe area.
So I'm in a, where am I now? In the very beginning, you start like at a low level. This character's level 1. I've skipped all the cinematics. And there's a bunch of these safe houses, or like kind of core areas, in which you are led through a series of different missions. So the first missions you get are pretty easy. You're restricted to this little tiny area until it unlocks. And so you generally will do something like select a mission,
Agent,
and then this line will point you where to go to it.
Situation at a bank. Looks like you'll have to go through the subway tunnel to access the building.
There's some more level 1 characters here.
And minimize the damage.
Now this game is highly instanced, meaning that you don't really see other players unless they are specifically part of your squad or you're in a common area like this. There are tools for matchmaking if you wanted to group up in a squad and go and explore the world together. But I don't like grouping with other people, but I don't know.
Now leaving the safe area.
And if you play Gears of War, the controls are sort of like that. You have cover. You hit the spacebar next to an item. You can kind of move around things. If you point at something, you can see what it's lighting up. You can hold down the spacebar and it will run you cover to cover. When you're in cover, you're much less likely to get hit. Third-person perspective. You can free look with the mouse. You can aim down sight with the right mouse button. You have up to 3 weapons. When you first start, you only have 2. This is my sidearm. You can also blind fire. Less accurate, but you don't expose yourself as much. You also have a variety of abilities. If I hit the L key, I have these starter abilities. This is a pulse. This is a sticky bomb, and this is a shield. This is kind of like Montaigne's shield, or a shield in Rainbow Six. Sticky bombs are kind of like the C4. Pulses are kind of like IQ or Pulse's abilities to gain more information about the environment. And there's these various locked ones which you will unlock as you progress through the first 30 levels of the game. Right now this is the newbie zone. Most online games that have an RPG-ish, character development theme will have a zone like this. Unlike a lot of those kind of games, though, the character customization is pretty limited. Most of the distinctions you can make and choices you can make in your appearance are through the clothes that you can get and the higher level gearing. There are lots of different kinds of weapons, though. Right now I have an MP5 and some kind of... what do I have here? Gray. Level 1 weapons. Military M9. Which I guess is a Beretta. You can see that orange line. That's the wayfinder that tells you how to get from one place to the other. Because the map is pretty big. We haven't unlocked it yet at level 1. what you're concentrating on the first 30 levels, which takes maybe a week or two to get through if you're playing a bit every day, is increasingly getting more and better gear. So I'm going down that way. You get a little bit stronger, you get a little bit better, get a little bit more capable. Right now there seems to be a lot of people online, so the server is hitching. It's an interact thing, and so I'm going to unlock this. The tunnels open up. The maps are quite big. They've modeled a good chunk of New York City. When they load another character later, you can kind of get an idea of what it's like. But I'm just doing these are the newbie side missions. Get the control key to climb up there. And switch to my submachine gun. Where am I? Am I supposed to do something here, or am I going the wrong way? Follow the... Oh, I guess I'm supposed to go up? I'm lost. Where am I supposed to go? There must be a ladder here or something. Yeah, there's a ladder here. So if I stand in front of it and hit control, I'll climb up it.
Warning. Hostile presence detected.
Hostile presence? What? Here? No. Oops. There's like some bad guys there. We can go into cover. I can like choose to go run over there. If I have the space bar, I'll just automatically run to it. I can slink over this side like this. And I don't know, I guess what do I have? I have the sticky bomb.
What was that?
I think I killed them all. But there's more!
We own this.
Oh, this game is really... I don't know if you can see how badly it's lurching. So I'm just going to try to solve the problem of how do I get from point A to B without getting my face shot up. I guess I could go this way.
Hey, just taking care of business.
I'm going to reload. Let's go over here. Not in a good position because they have the high ground.
Area secured. Hostiles neutralized.
You can pick up stuff. Like here's a military M9 that looks like it's slightly better than the one I have right now. So press F to pick it up. Hit the I key. And this one does a little bit more damage. Just a little bit more damage. So why not switch to that one? And
Everything okay out there? Hey.
I guess we're supposed to go over here and help this. Why is the game so laggy?
Nice work shutting that
Finish
down.
the side mission.
Finally.
I have leveled up. I
Thank
am
you
now
so
level
much.
2.
That was terrifying. Now I need to get the hell
At
out of here.
35
'Cause
credits,
people like you
1,500
will make it
experience
true.
points. Leveling up makes you stronger, gives you access to new tools. Keep it up. 28 levels to go. And here there's a chest that you can loot. And they call this a loot shooter, in which you continually try to increase your abilities and get better gear. And it's kind of compelling. My knee pads right now have an armor level 3. This is armor 12. So that's better. You can see my toughness increased by 710. By 10 hit points, which at this level is pretty significant. And you can see that they actually look a little different. Maybe you can't see because of the lighting mod in this game is borked. But they also have an access to a shotgun, which has a whole different series of weapon characteristics. So compared to it, it's like versus when I switch to back to the MP5. So a different experience. And comparing them back and forth, this gun does 129 points of damage per round. It shoots 800 rounds per minute, and the magazine holds 32 rounds of ammunition. And there's a bunch of modifications you can get. You can get like an extended magazine that can hold more bullets, optics that improve the accuracy or stability, various other modifications that can really tune the way that each weapon reacts. Likewise, the gear can do the same kind of stuff. And it kind of is dizzying, but you eventually can learn what they do. Or you can just play like at a relatively low level and not worry about what's going on. Eventually you'll figure it out. But I just kind of like wandering around. Oh, it looks like there's a lot of chests nearby. You can see this icon over here. Where is it though? So on the other side of this fence? We'll go this way. And I can jump down. Looks like there's a chest here, and chests have loot in them. And this game is all about loot, and there's some work gloves, yay! And they're better than my old work gloves, which have no bonuses. This one has no bonuses either, but it's got 5 more whatsits than before. And oh look, stylish. Oh so stylish. So that's kind of what it's like, the early levels. It's kind of night and it's snowing. I think there's one more.
Agent,
go
those
do.
rioters have stolen a crate of morphine.
So I've
Probably
selected
gonna
that.
try and sell it or use it. We've got
We can
people
run
in
toward
real
there,
pain
but
who need those
I'm going to
drugs.
show you this the difference.
See if you
So
can
this is a
recover
level
that
1
crate.
character. If I log out, I can kind of see where this all goes. And go connect to another one. If this game ever loads. So these are various levels. Each of the characters were created like when a different cousin started a game. It's very laggy right now. So this is the main character I play. The one I call Aunt Peggy. Because she looks vaguely like a relative that I have, but I can't figure out which one it is, so I imagined, oh yeah, it's Aunt Peggy who lives in New York City that we see every once in a while. No one really knows what she does. Secretly, she's a division agent, fighting crime, shooting people in the face. For justice. You like to make up side stories for the characters in the games. Something you don't really do in Rainbow Six Siege.
You are now entering a safe area.
This is another one of those, what they call a safe house. They have, like, I guess character services. For example, like, they sell weapons.
Oh well, catch you later.
We got a golden
Oh.
ticket, didn't we?
Don't know what that person is.
It's like the fucking age all
There's
over
things
again.
like this board here.
What I wanna
If I look at my map, you can see like how the entire city is opened up. The dark zone is where you go for player versus player. Largely I'm playing player versus environment, or PvE, because it's more relaxed. And also I can play team with my friends and not worry about, I guess, the stress of competitive versus play, which I don't really like.
Warning. You are now leaving the safe area.
So they've modeled this after New York City. I guess this is a famous library or something. I've never really been there. But I did use Google Street View to look around to see if there's any resemblance to these various streets. There's street signs on a lot of the street corners. This one doesn't seem to have any. Or maybe my graphic details turned down too low. I guess is that the Empire State Building? If you look at the actual map, you can see that this is West 31st and 8th, or I'm up here. 8th Avenue and West 33rd, and this red area is the dark zone, where all the action is. At the PvP zone. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same as before. Instead of, I've got a lot more weapons I've collected. It does a lot more damage. I have a lot more options for what the character looks like. You can see as I select each of these things, it changes the appearance. And you can go and do a bunch of these story missions, which you have played before at the earlier levels, but you can replay again at higher difficulty levels. To get the gear that you want to make you competitive in playing PvP or just playing against the raids, which are these things called incursions.
Those drops I told you
Which are
about
very
are still
difficult.
happening in the dark.
Require a team. You can also do things like go through some of the DLC, like this DLC inside this this terminal. They've released 2 DLCs so far. One of them is called Underground, which is a bunch of randomly generated subway tunnels in which you fight a bunch of different kinds of enemies. Then there's something called survival, which is kind of like a zombie survival. Well, it's a survival game. If you've seen survival in Rise of the Tomb Raider or Don't Starve, games like that, very similar. This will take you to another instanced area. So yeah, it's more relaxed. It's fun to play with my cousins. They're very relaxed too. No one's yelling at you. You don't have to defuse the bomb in 10 seconds. No one is going to jump you from behind something. So I'm just like, there's bunches of different options you can do. Like I can just do a normal one here. Why is it so laggy though? Server issues maybe. Restock with my weapons. I can go into this subway area. And I'll load into this place. Why is it so hitchy looking? I hope it's recording.
There's a big stockpile of looted weapons practically under our feet, Agent. We can't spare the manpower to
So these are
secure
all
it,
randomly
which
generated.
means you get to destroy it instead.
The whole server is slow. Maybe the weekend. This game was, when it came out, it was infamous for having really, really bad netcode. I guess Siege had the same issue, but this game was particularly bad because they didn't do any kind of checking to see if you could really do something or not. What? I can't even select my weapons. It's really slow right now. So low. Why is it so low? It's gonna register. Yeah, this. I probably should sign on later. The turret is like they're doing some damage to me. I'm gonna shoot this thing. That's the. Oh, it's so slow. There's a bomb nearby. I can't even move over this garbage. There's lots of the control in this game is like not the best, I would say. I mean, it gets stuck on things that you're not sure why you're getting stuck. I would say the controls are like 80-85%. With this net lag happening every once in a while, it's like really, I think it's net lag. It's just very slow. Right now it's not very fun to play. It doesn't feel smooth. But when it is working, it's pretty fun. I'm just going through here. I have a particular gear set, oops, that is for assault. So it does a lot of damage, but you have to be careful about how you're doing it.
Warning.
It's been kind
Hostiles
of
detected nearby.
Oops.
Gonna watch you bleed. Take it slow. Don't let up.
Where is it?
You wanna die?
This guy is over. Hey. That's very hitchy. Almost unplayable. I'm guessing it's because it's the weekend. Friday is when all the new gears drop. So people are checking out the game, they're doing their weekly runs, finishing off stuff. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting environment. Sometimes you can just stop and look at stuff. That's a blinder trap.
Object located.
Where is it?
We're almost there.
Ah, wrong wrong setup.
Hey, this is supposed to be...
Here is all fucked up. Shouldn't even... How am I even alive? There it is. Stupid, because I have this stupid turret equipped. Instead of my usual... Where is this? So bad. Objective is complete. This is not a really good demo because the performance is really awful right now. So terrible. I don't know if it's my computer. It could be just everyone streaming video and it's killing my server connection. It is like prime time. Everyone's probably watching episodes of Sherlock. Killing my network. Look at it, you can see it lurching. But after you get through one of these, this is restock. I'm already fully stocked.
Had kind of a close brush today. We're not alone down here, obviously. Other people are hiding in here, but some of those gangs and maybe that militia group are using it to move around and stay under the radar. And there's not a lot of places to run.
Warning. Hostiles have been detected.
Actually, just stop playing.
Object located.
It's very foggy in here.
Visibility reduced.
Oh, they heard me. Usually there's some kind of device that will, like, help air out the area. It's hard to see right now. Let's see which way to go. This way? Which way are we going? Okay, I guess we have to go down here. We have 90 seconds to do this. Eee. This might be a problem.
Visibility reduced.
Where is the stupid... It's down. I can barely move because it's so sluggish. So slow. I can barely... Somehow I did that. Uh-oh. I have to actually start moving around a bit. I have an ability that like restores my health if I move from cover to cover. I can't get cover around that. This is terrible. Use a plug of shield.
Turn up the heat. Nice clean shot.
Deep breath.
So slow. Where is he? 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 There you go.
Those hostiles to cause problems without any supplies, don't you think? Nice work, Agent.
Well, that's that. I wish the game was like... I ran out of that thing. I wish the game wasn't running so sluggishly right now. It's running all the traps. Very unpleasant.
Now leaving impacted area.
So, now we exit.
Visibility reduced.
Got some loot. Looks like my
Now leaving
inventory is full.
impacted area.
What does it do, though? It'll drop some junk. Don't need that. Let's see what we got. Tactical holster, I probably don't need it. I think I already have one of these. Just trash it. So that's what it is. Sorry the game is so laggy right now. You can't get an idea what it's like. And imagine this was playing with a bunch of people. And if you wanted to play PvP, you could get a squad together. You could go to the dark zone and shoot other people to your heart's content. Other actual players, and they can hear them too. You can have there's open world microphone, so you can talk trash to them. I guess I wouldn't know. I don't like doing it. So that's it. That's the game. 25 minutes, and maybe we'll get a chance to play this together. I am logging out because the server is awful right now.